Alright guys, welcome back. This is our second video in probably a month. It's 5 a.m. and we're heading to pick up Hank, which will be tomorrow's video. But Scott just arrived, didn't tell him we're filming or nothing, and he is checking out a motor, or components of a motor that I bought yesterday. So quick little backstory. I go out in the field on storm work on occasion. I'm normally at my desk or at my computer, wherever I am, doing like administrative work or tech support or just working like the back side of it, management side of things. So I was in here and I leave the doors all locked because I'm trying to work and people come in here and they want to talk about like cars and motors and all this other stuff. And when I'm working on my storm work stuff, I got to just work on that. So I leave the door locked. So, we have a car wash guy at the back, Tito, and someone came through the back of the shop all the way up, and I'm on the phone. I think I was on the phone with you.
You were.
I was on the phone with Dave. We're talking about storm work, and the guy's like, hey, you want to buy a motor? And I get a lot of people that come in here and they ask me to buy stuff, and I'm just like, I don't think I ever really do I? I normally like, nah, man, not interested, because I got enough shit, and for some reason, I was like, yeah, what do you got? And he said he just bought a car. It's a 2013 Camaro, and it came with a motor and all other stuff. And I was like, oh, Camaro guy, kind of interested. Older gentleman, bracket races, got a bunch of bracket cars, somewhat local. I say somewhat local, he's 10 minutes away. So he gets talking, and he's like, you know what? You need to buy this stuff because I'm not going to do anything with it. And let's just see what it is. So here we got and when I tell you smoking deal, Scott, look at Scott over there. How good of a deal?
I've offered your money back. I mean, it's put it this way: for what you spent, won't buy these.
Yeah.
None of the rest of it.
Just like pretty much what the cost of the bare castings are is what I got everything for. So this is a dart block. This is like the first dart block that I ever owned. It's like the Dart Pro, so it doesn't have pan rails on it. The pan rails are cut short. You have to run like billet spacers because it's got splayed mains. So it's a little bit different compared to just like your standard Dart SHP block. So this is a very good block. Iron block, 4125 bore. It's just a good solid unit. So this was included in it. So it is a everything but the pistons and rods, because obviously the configuration, what rod you're going to run. Like something like this, I'd build like a race motor and run an aluminum rod. Even like a high-level streetcar motor, I'd still run an aluminum rod. But it came with the block, along with a crankshaft. Have you seen the crank yet, Scott?
Look at the cylinder heads.
There's a crank. It is a Crowler billet crank. So that's pretty nice. It's a little bit off from what I normally do. This is a 750 stroke crank. I normally run a 4-inch stroke crank. Why don't I just turn a light on? I like the... Listen, it's 5 a.m. It's 5 a.m. right now. It's 5 a.m. So, all right, we got a light on now. Now I can put my flashlight away. All right, so nice crank. So just the block and the crank already surpassed what I got everything for. Smoking deal. Do I normally get these deals? I don't know if I get them.
Sometimes you get your boots smoked.
Yes,
not like this. This is karma. You've been doing good things.
I've been trying to do really good things. I'm a big believer in karma. I really have been. You know what? Hold on. You know what this is? I pulled up, right? I pulled up to the shop the other day when I just got back from Florida. I was hauling my skid loader, and I saw our neighbor across the street. He had this.
That's exactly what
he had this F-150, brand new F-150. He was trying to get this huge tree / stump. It was about like this high. He had someone cut it. Like, it was a big tree. Someone cut it. Dave's making a face plant. And he was taking a chain, and he was just going from one side around to the other side and hooked up to his truck. I'm like, that's going to end terribly. So I walk over and say, hey, man, I need a hand. And he's like, actually, yeah, I do. And I'm like, listen, don't mess your truck up. I got a stump bucket. Let me go get it. And I go over there at my skid loader, and I try to push it. I think I'll just push it over and grab it. No, I was over there digging for like 2 minutes. And I had to like dig up around it. I picked that whole unit up, and I get it out. And he goes, what? I said, man, nothing, that's on the house. I saw you struggling. We'll get you ready. It took me like 2 minutes. It took me more time to unload and get my attachment hooked up. So I'm a big believer in karma. So this guy walks in. All right, block, badass. Crank, badass. This is right here. This is like the meat and potatoes of the whole thing. These are a set of all-pro heads. They did come with valves. Look at the valves. So the valves are... They got that REM finish on it.
That's a Victory titanium valve.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very nice valve. Set up to run lash caps. Like, this is like some very, very, very nice stuff. And you can tell it's nice if you just look at the retainers. When they come in a box like this instead of a bag, you know they're pretty nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
So there's some very, very nice stuff. I don't know what was in there. Looks like another thing of retainers. This is the other thing of valves.
The lash caps.
Here are the other valves. I haven't opened these units up yet. So the heads are, when you're building an engine of this caliber, you're going to spend most of your money on your crank and your heads. So these are some All-Pro heads, which I've always wanted a set of All-Pro heads. I actually bought a set used that were so like beat up and chewed up that I ended up just selling them for what I had in them. But the port work on this is insane. It's LS7 port. Everything on it's O-ringed. So look at the port, Dave. Check that out. So everything's got an O-ring. The top of the head's got an O-ring. I mean, it's all new stuff. So, I mean, it's... And then it came with a set of my favorite T&D steel rocker arms.
They've been drilled for oil drain bags.
Oh my God, they have... Yeah, these heads...
These have been drilled...
They've been somewhere.
I would bet WeldTech.
They've been
I
somewhere.
don't know that to be a fact, but I would bet WeldTech.
So these right here, just the like you're looking at, I don't know, $3,000 to $4,000 just in a set of steel rocker arms from T&D. Very similar to what I ran on the Black Sheep when we had the LS, but these are just the best of the best that money can buy as far as rocker arms go. So for my man Sheldon at T&D will be happy because I have a set of heads back there with Jessels on them. There's nothing wrong with them. I'm partial to T&D. I like T&D, and I'll tell you why. So if you look at the adjuster, see how it's got a little pinhole in it? It oils through the rocker arm, and then it oils into the push rod, right? Or I should say the other way around, right? It oils through the push rod and then through the rocker shaft, where on like a Jessel, it just uses splash oiling. So this adjuster will just be hollow and it'll shoot the oil out, splash everywhere, where this will actually oil the rocker. So I like the T&D stuff a little better. It came with a camshaft, probably won't use the camshaft, but really all I'm lacking is, I mean, you're lacking the little things.
Yeah,
Pistons,
wouldn't sell this stuff.
Yeah, you don't need this.
Pistons, rods, camshaft, and then like your timing chain and some gaskets. But I mean, overall, this is an absolutely, it's like,
It's insane.
it's really insane. So I'm super fortunate. Thank you to Mr. Willie for offering it up to me. And I feel kind of bad because I tried to bang him for $500. I will never just agree on a deal ever. It's not in my nature. If you come to me and say, hey, I want this for X amount, I'm going to subtract 500 and be like, hey, that's the best I could do for you. And I did it. And then I came over and looked at the stuff and I was like, holy shit, this stuff's really nice. And yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I might like cannibalize some of it into other builds. I have a really cool build going on at TKM right now. They have the block and they have the rotating assembly. It's going to be a 460 cubic inch naturally aspirated Dart LS block, and these heads might be a good candidate for that, for like a badass NA. My goal is I want to make 700 wheel naturally aspirated, and obviously to do that you have to have a badass cylinder head. So maybe this will be something that we do for like a badass dry sump streetcar motor. I say that, badass streetcar motor, but it's a little over the top. But I just wanted to do an NA build because NA stuff really showcases like horsepower and configuration. So, and then also I wanted to build a nice motor for Hank as well. So we're gonna put the stock block motor in Hank. But having a nice bullet as a backup, that's gonna be something that's gonna be have a little more longevity, is something that I think is probably not a bad idea. So. Yeah, I just wanted to show you the new goodies here. I've been sitting on display. I've told everybody. Like, I had to call Shannon, I had to FaceTime Shannon, I've made Chris come by and check out the stuff. As soon as Scott walks in the door, I'm like, hey, just look at that. You know, it's just all the little things. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up. Comment down below, you know, what should we do with this motor? What I was thinking was maybe use this crank or find one of my buddies I know could find a use for this crank. So give someone a smoking deal on a crank, buy a 4-inch stroke crankshaft for that. And then we'll do 4-inch stroke 4125 bore would be a 427 with either these heads, or I have a set of matte black labels in the back, and you'd have a really, really, really nice iron block. Not the lightest, but it's going to be very strong and redundant, especially when you fill that thing with concrete. It's going to be heavy. So, yeah. Comment down below. Welcome back. You're going to see a video today. You're going to see a video tomorrow and probably one the next day. So, we are back. Also, you can go to lsnasty.com and pick up all of our Nasty Racing gear. We have a bunch of stuff on there as well. So, we're going to be really pushing the Nasty Racing stuff. Giveaway coming up start of the year as well. So, you're definitely going to want to be hanging around until then. So that's going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. We have a 4-hour drive down to Larson's shop to pick up Hank, and we'll see you in tomorrow's upload.